Hey everybody, Dr. Robin here with your 5-minute coaching session. And today I want to talk to you about something I think is extremely important. And especially because we're merging out of COVID and getting back into our economy a little bit. And by fall, hopefully we'll all be vaccinated. So we're all going to be getting back to it, whatever that is. And this little timeout Mother Nature has given us has given many people, including myself, the opportunity to think about, well, what's working for me? Do I like what I'm doing? Do I want to do this anymore? Do I not want to do this anymore? What do I want? And that is what brings me to my conversation around when your values are not in line with your work, your career, or what you're doing. I mean, this is true for everything in your life, but today I'm going to focus on your career. And I'm going to start by giving you a little snippet of a story of my own. Not too long ago, I had received a job to work for a large Indian tribe that was completely unaligned with my values. And without getting into too much detail, there was just some things I could not, would not, and was not willing to do. And when I said that, I was basically attacked and put down and assaulted emotionally and verbally. And I made a decision right then and there that even though I was giving up a large chunk of income, that my mental and emotional health and my standing for what I believed in was more important. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because what happened to me happens to everybody else. And that was as my values were not aligning with what was going on in that place, I started to get anxious, depressed, stressed, and I said, nope. There's not enough jobs in the world worth that. And that's what's going on for a lot of us. I think that's what's given us, this COVID has given us the opportunity. But I want to explain to you why this happens. Well, when our values align with what we're doing, and what many and many employers, including the tribe that I just left, don't understand, is that when people and their values and the treatment of them is in line with who they are, they will be more productive. You will have less turnover. You will have people who are happy and working together. Why? Because when our values are in line with what we're doing, we're more productive. Like I said, we're more able to access our true skills, who we really are, and bring that to the table, the employer, and see that old, thumb on people mentality is just not going to work anymore. Okay, in this world. I mean, there's still people getting away with it, but it will change. It has to change because that global economy is changing that. And also people who are in line with their values, they're more emotionally and mentally healthy. Why? Because they have life balance. Because they're not stressed. They're not freaking out. They're not hysterical. They're free, Free will. We are humans and we have free will. But when we don't and they're not aligned, you get wasted energy, wasted time, and people are miserable. And what does that do? Well, in a business, it affects the bottom line, no doubt. So what are some of these core values is what we call them, and how do they work? Well, we have three kinds. There's what we call intrinsic, which is the values that motivate you. Intrinsic meaning internal. Those are the things that you are driven by. It could be your culture, it could be your religion, it could be right and wrong, it could be a million things, but those are the intentional internal values or intrinsic values that motivate you. Then we have the obvious extrinsic, meaning external, and those are things like your paycheck, the external rewards you get. So when an employer treats you well, you are more motivated to do more of it, right? Because it's in line with your core values. And then, of course, there's the lifestyle. What do we want for a lifestyle? Do you want to be hysterical and miserable and physically and mentally and emotionally ill? Or does your lifestyle connect to what you're doing? Those are the three core values we call that drive this thing. So to do that and to have the courage to stand up and do that, we have to know who we are. So I encourage you today to really make a list about what your true values are. Examples of these things are, what do you want to achieve? Do you like recognition? Do you like autonomy? Do you like helping others? Do you like helping the world? Do you want prestige and influence? Do you want job security? Whatever that means today, right? What is the compensation? What are the opportunities? Or maybe you're a person that really likes challenge. Does it give you the challenge? Does it keeps you motivated at what you're doing? That is what you need to think about. So I'm asking you today to really think about that and ask yourself, does this job do that for me? And is it affecting me negatively? Am I stressed? Am I emotionally unstable at this point? Am I chewing off the heads of my family when I get home? Am I kicking the dog? And more importantly, is it affecting me physically? Well, that's important. We don't want to do that. But another important thing is it affects us physically. It eats us from the inside out. And that's where you're going to see depression, and you're going to see anxiety, and you're going to see maladaptive behaviors, and you're going to see all kinds of negative things in the workplace if you're an employer, like stealing, time off, people screwing around, no productivity, which is why I cannot understand why employers don't do this. Well, I do understand it. It's ego and a lot of things. But that said, for you, take this moment. Think about that. Write these things down. And maybe you're not in a position to quit, but you can start engineering, backwards engineer what you want to do. Look at your values. Look at those things I talked about and ask yourself, is that or is that not working for you? And if it is, fantastic. If it's not, you might have to make a choice like I did. I was fortunately in a position where I could just ixnay out the door. But some people, it takes a little more time. But love yourself, protect yourself, take care of yourself, and think about that. What motivates you today? And what do you want for your career? And does it align with your values? Because if it does, you're in a good spot. It's never too late to change. Think about that. Dr. Robin signing off. Have a great week, everybody.